everybody. I would like to inform you of my favorite childhood movie of all time, Thumbelina. I remember sitting in front of the TV as a small child, asking my dad to rewind it over and over and over again because I just couldn't stop watching it. It was even better than my favorite cartoon TV show at the time, which was like Barney, but Barney isn't necessarily a cartoon. But anywho, I remember sitting in the living room with all of my favorite stuffed animals surrounding me, looking at like this screen that's yay big by yay wide, and keep watching this movie over and over again. So during this speech, I would like to introduce you guys to the characters, the plot of the movie, and the music involved. So the characters, a story is not a story without characters. Simple as that. A few characters in this story are Thumbelina, which is the lead, Prince Cornelius, who is her so-called love interest, Miss Dolores, Mama Toad, who ends up kidnapping Thumbelina during the first 15 minutes of the movie, Giacomo, who is the storyteller, who is a sparrow, not a robin. I kept getting that confused before. Miss Field Mouse, who tries to help Thumbelina by marrying her off, pretty much. Mr. Mole is the person that she could possibly marry, who is supposedly the richest mammal in the underground. Berkeley Beetle, who steals Thumbelina away and forces her to dance. Queen Tabitha, which is the mother of Prince Cornelius, and Gringo Toad, who is the son of Mama Toad, who then wants to marry Thumbelina because he saw them singing and dancing with Cornelius. So because characters are important, plot is an even bigger thing in the story. In the beginning, Thumbelina is born from a flower because her mother is unable to give birth to children, and she grows to be the size of her mother's thumb. So because of that, she's very small, and she ends up getting kidnapped by Mama Toad. And she gets kidnapped in her walnut shell bed, pretty much. And she ends up being taken to Mama Toad's boat where her and her sons sing professionally. And during that time, she gets away and gets kidnapped by the beetle, which is roughly 3 minutes later in the movie. During this time with the beetle, she is taken to what is called the Beetle Lounge. And from there, they force her to dance and dress up as a butterfly. And then eventually she ends up getting twirled out of her costume, and they end up making fun of her because she's got knobblies. And then eventually she ends up getting away from the Beatles and ends up in a shoe, an old shoe wrapped in a sock. And that's when Miss Field Mouse comes in and takes her into her underground home. And from there, Thumbelina goes and tries to marry Mr. Mole, and during this point in time, the Toad shows up, the Beetle shows up, and so does Prince Cornelius. In the end, she ends up being taken back to the Vale of the Fairies, where she ends up marrying her true love, Prince Cornelius. Now, because the plot is so amazing, the music is even greater. The beginning song is Follow Your Heart, followed by Thumbelina, followed by Soon, followed by Let Me Be Your Wings, which is my all-time favorite song. On the Road, Follow Your Heart, Yes, You're Beautiful Baby, and Marry the Mole. All the music was made by Barry Manilow, as I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with his music. He wrote music for Tarzan and such. And it talks about, Let Me Be Your Wings is pretty much the love song between Thumbelina and Prince Cornelius. So, in conclusion, I really, really like this movie, and I hope that makes all of you guys want to go out and see the movie yourselves. With the different characters, plot, and music, it can captivate even the smallest of children. And that is one of the reasons why I am obsessed with it. Thank you very much.